Nico, a defeat in the end to Durham, given the nature of the loss, the position you find yourselves in the first innings especially, is that a tough result to take?
Yeah, it is. Durham did the basics for long periods of time, and very frustrating after bowling so well and catching so well in the first innings, 117 all out on a good pitch. I thought our groundsman did a great job, a good dry pitch, and then not to have that 150 to 200 lead really harmed us in the game, and that's what cost us the game in the end. If we could have just found a few more runs there, the basics for longer periods of time, we just lost too many guys in clumps, and it harmed us. Durham fought well. I felt the way they came out in the second innings, the way they played, how positively they played, was top class. And Cameron Bancroft, he's had his critics over the last 12 months or so, but you know what, as a cricketer, he's been exceptional. I think he was the difference between the two teams. I felt he's the way he played the new ball, the way he played Abbas, the way he played Chris Wright was outstanding, and his consistency, the way he played, the way he got across to off stump and played so well, so freely, the way he drove, he made it very difficult for our guys to group a ball in an area, and it's margin for errors on a slow pitch. And he played beautifully, and everybody else played around him, and that match-winning 100, put them in a good place. And we struggled later on. We got tired, and we leaked runs. Durham kept their consistency, and they posted a huge score, and it was always going to be a tough ask. Of course it was. Everything has to go right for those games. Excuse me. And it didn't. Hassan played well, and Holtz up front played nicely. We got a decent start, and then Chris Wright stuck in as night watchman, and then did again well this morning. Hassan played well again today. Excuse me. And we just didn't quite do the basics for longer periods of time. And nice to see Cosgrove's playing nicely again, but again we want to turn those anybody who gets into 20s, 30s, 40s, 60s into hundreds, which is what we've been lacking as a group, and we know that, and it's just frustrating when it doesn't happen.
Given the size of the chase that Durham set you going into the second innings, what are your thoughts at the beginning of the fourth day, being you posted 58, albeit for a wicket yesterday? Yeah,
we felt that if we'd take the game deep into the last hour of the game, we've got an opportunity. If we had a wicket in hand, we always knew they were going to come ball straight. Rushy and Chris Rushford and Ben Rain are high-class bowlers. They're their two best bowlers with respect to the rest of the guys. We knew that they'd be challenging our stumps and bowling very straight and accurately. And it's about how well we got forward and played well under pressure and played straight for long periods of time. And sadly they wore us out. Talking to Ben after the game, he felt that he could do that, and that's great feedback for our guys. So we're basically disappointed. We felt that if we'd got a couple of guys pulled together on a good pitch, if the ball's not doing much, then there's runs to be had out there. Quick scoring outfield, you never know, and the runs in the difference in the two teams in the end were the runs that we should be scoring in the first innings, if we're honest.
It almost seems that at the end of every game we talk about Hassan Azad. He posted his 6th half century in the championship this season, but also he was joined by Mark Cosgrove as well. Horton posted half century in the first innings, as did Ackerman. So the runs are there, just maybe not all the way throughout the team.
Yeah, the runs are there. Guys are all hitting the ball well. I said in another interview earlier, all of our batsmen are hitting the ball well, but we just can't get big scores. It's something that we chatted about in the dressing room afterwards, about, are we communicating well together? Are we having little small targets within the way? Are we looking at batting time? Are we looking at batting 5 runs, 10 run, 15 and 20 run partnerships? So it's about the process. So, it's just frustrating that we're not getting the bigger runs. We're just getting in and getting out. And we look attractive when we play the game properly. We're all looking well, we're all looking in good form, but just we've got to get big scores, and that's the game. Bottom line, we can't average 20 and in the 20s. It doesn't win games of cricket. You need to score hundreds, you need to score big scores, and we haven't done that consistently now for a couple of years. So the bowlers have been doing this stuff. Yes, we should have kept them down to less runs in the second innings. Of course we could, but we should have taken the game deeper in the first innings. We should have scored more runs and given Durham less time to score that big score, because we've taken more time out of the game with better runs in the first innings.
And in terms of the bowling performance, Chris Wright has been almost there or thereabouts throughout the season, but today in this fixture he led from the front in terms of wickets taken. How good is it for him to get the fifer and possibly push on from that?
Yeah, delighted. We knew it was a matter of time. You know, as a class act away at Northamptonshire the other week, he bowled beautifully without much luck. He beat the bat several times and over. Had catches dropped, etc. A lot of catches dropped. So listen, we knew what we signed. We'd signed a groove machine, and that's what right he is. And his runs have been an addition as well, which is lovely. And a great man, fitted in the dressing room brilliantly. Great pro, always got great advice for everybody else. You know, delighted for him. You know, it's just a matter of time. And he's a confident guy anyway. He believes in ability. He knows ability. He's a you know, a senior pro now. And you know, one of the reasons we've got him because of that consistency. And that's something that we've got to grow as a unit, is our consistency in everything we do, and Righty leads that consistency along with Mohammed Abbas.
And attention now turns to next week. We've got Gloucestershire away. The final championship fixture for the T20 season gets underway. What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, well, they've just come off a loss against Middlesex, so they'll be hurting. They go to an out ground to the Cheltenham Festival, generally to a pretty white pitch that's an easy pace pitch, generally pretty batting friendly. Quick scoring outfield with a slope at one end that just ball runs away quickly. Generally it can turn there if it's been dry. I know they played Lancashire at the start of the year, towards the start of the year, and a bit of freak rain, and they got under the covers and the game got sort of washed out. But yeah, generally a good cricket pitch, and it's a place that you can score runs. Spinners can often come into the game as well, so it's something that we got to look at with the squad. So yeah, we look forward to that. It's a good place. We've done well in the past. I know Leicester have won there last year, and I know it's a year before last, and I've won there as well as a player. So fantastic ground, lovely ground. Generally a brilliant atmosphere, marquees all the way around. Partisan atmosphere, so we've got to go and spoil the party. We've got to go and do our basics for longer periods of time, and come away with with 20 odd points would be a dream, because we know now things are so tight in this league that 2 wins and you're right in the mix. Middlesex were bottom a few weeks ago, very down, very much down there, and now all of a sudden they were about 4th. So coming into this fixture, so yeah, it's still all to play for, but we just need to find our straps.